Tonight, for American Heart Month, we focus on a former New York firefighter who recently came this close to dying from a massive heart attack.
68-year-old Scott Hansen from Long Island was not paying attention to the warning signs, and last month he spent 2 weeks in the ICU. And the odds for him surviving were not great.
Which is why we're doing an inspiring story about him. He did survive, and now he wants what happened to him to be a lesson for others.
Here's Stacey Sager.
They cheered for him, and heart attack survivor Scott Hansen cheered right back. Because if not for those here at Mount Sinai who acted so quickly,
I don't think I would have been here.
A nightmare that began last month for the 68-year-old father and grandfather from Long Beach, a retired FDNY Marine Division pilot who served on 9/11, well aware of the fragility of life, yet not aware that he nearly lost his own.
Many patients have sudden death with this complication and they don't make it to the hospital.
Shockingly, Scott tells us he didn't even know he was having a massive heart attack shortly after a ski trip on New Year's.
Scott says he was just feeling exhausted and not quite himself, which is why it took 7 days for him to make it here to Mount Sinai South Nassau. And by then, he was feeling dizzy and had chest pains.
Turns out he had an acute 100% blockage on the right side of his heart, seen here.
Because it had been going on for a number of days, it ended up tearing a hole inside the heart between the left and right side of the heart.
An 8-centimeter hole requiring 2 weeks in ICU in New York City, then a risky 10-hour surgery.
And it carries a mortality rate of about 50% or greater. Not doing anything has a 100% risk of dying.
There are takeaways here. Scott's a diabetic.
And so when you're diabetic, you don't always have the usual symptoms of chest pain or arm pain.
But he also has high cholesterol, another big risk factor. And his message?
I would have taken my medications. That was kind of non-compliant.
So you had a screening back in August and it was normal?
It was normal.
So sometime between August and now, you got a massive blockage?
Yes.
Fortunately, Scott now has a second chance. And as someone who served for years saving lives, he's hoping his own close call can save even more. In Oceanside, I'm Stacey Sager, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.